हाय एवरीवन, आई होप आप सभी ने बहुत अच्छे हो एंड आपका प्रिपरेशन बहुत ही अच्छे से कर रहे हो। तो आपका भी बताना कि आप भी आईबीपीएस पीयू मेंस के लिए रिज़ल्ट के लिए वेट कर रहे हो या नहीं। तो ज़्यादा इसमें टाइम वेस्ट ना कीजिए, क्योंकि जब रिज़ल्ट आएगा तो आप देख ही पाएंगे। इस तरीके का आलतू फालतू का वीडियो मत देखिए। तो अब बात करते हैं कि आज मैं इस वीडियो में अटेम्प्ट करूँगी एसबीआई क्लर्क मेंस मॉक टेस्ट एंड इसका नंबर है नंबर 1। तो आपने अगर अटेम्प्ट किया है तो ज़रूर आपका स्कोर शेयर करना। अगर आपने अटेम्प्ट नहीं किया है तो इस मॉक टेस्ट को अटेम्प्ट करना। तो इस मॉक टेस्ट को मैं एक-एक पार्ट में इस चैनल पर अपलोड करूँगी, क्योंकि अगर फुल मॉक टेस्ट अगर अटेम्प्ट मतलब वीडियो में अपलोड करना है तो जब मैं एडिट करती हूँ तो उसमें बहुत मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा एक स्टोरेज चाहिए होता है। एक-एक फ़ाइल का आपका साइज़ हो जाता है मतलब 20 जीबी 30 जीबी अगर मैं करूँगी तो एंड उसको एडिटेड वर्ज़न में जब ट्रांसफ़ॉर्म होता है उसमें टाइम भी बहुत ज़्यादा लगता है। तो मैं क्या करूँगी कि एक-एक टॉपिक में मैं सेक्शनल अटेम्प्ट करूँगी एंड उसको मैं इस चैनल पर अपलोड करूँगी। तो चलिए आप वीडियो को शुरू करते हैं। अगर आप बॉलीवुड में कुछ भी प्लान सब्सक्रिप्शन परचेज़ करने के लिए सोच रहे हैं तो ज़रूर अप्लाई कीजिए BAZ10 कूपन कोड, ताकि आपको मिले मैक्सिमम टू मैक्सिमम डिस्काउंट। थैंक यू। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। फर्स्ट सेक्शन है हमारा जनरल अवेयरनेस। तो ये जो सेक्शन है इस सेक्शन को मैं पहले क्या करूँगी कि कुछ ही ऐसे क्वेश्चंस करूँगी, क्योंकि अभी भी करंट अफेयर्स में बहुत रिविजन चाहिए, तो उतना अच्छा नहीं होगा परफॉर्म। तो अगर तो इस सेक्शन को मैं अभी के लिए स्किप ही कर देती हूँ। अगर कुछ स्टैटिक बेस्ड सवाल है तो मैं अभी कर लूँगी। तो चलिए देख लेते हैं एक बार। तो यहाँ पर मैंने 6 क्वेश्चंस किया है, उसके बाद मैं स्किप करती हूँ मैं इंग्लिश सेक्शन पर। आई होप इंग्लिश सेक्शन ही यहाँ पर ओपन होगा, इंग्लिश सेक्शन। तो चलिए यहाँ से शुरू करते हैं। So it is believed that the dash neuroscientists search our brain's dash consciousness, our brain की correct to locate to search our consciousness, but for my consciousness is not within, but in space between me and you. What whole us together as a person are our interaction with those who know allow us those who know to locate consciousness, to search our search our brains, to search our consciousness. Okay, so but for my consciousness, I think to find our to locate Kora. The next is, but now there are signs that the dash between the long-standing the sales between cops and the externally the vestige commentary, long-standing commentary between cops and so what could be done to test the power of police union cops and the rest of organized is fracturing as more and more people explore what could be done to restrain, I think. So next is first option AEAD but okay. At first they bought that she thought that that would not be possible on such short notice, but the unemployment rate in the female labor force in the areas is lower than the male labor force rate of the age of it did out over. So she thought that would not be possible on such notice, but the place specialized in barbecue, the need was small, they were able to fit them in. I think maybe also so BE so ABF BE and BE. So it was okay. So it was time for deans to talk, to enjoy one another, the first real time together. Since their May wedding and hectic summer and fall that followed their move west and opening of bird song. Since their May wedding and hectic summer and fall that followed their move west and the opening of bird song. BF. Since employment rate is, I don't think. So I think BF would be the answer. So BF, but their May wedding, I think this one. CEO to women was to 20% 20% present here. Also, then the females, yes. Then next is so BF. which and okay, so BF, the British government integrated review of our overseas policy. The British government's integrated review of our overseas policy. So BF and I walked on before coming to India to describe the world we are in. Review of our overseas policy. I think and from the BF which so B, which I worked on before coming to India to describe the world. So BF, so which I worked on the British government's integrated review of our overseas policy, or which I worked on before coming to India to describe the world we are in. So yes, so BF, which makes sense, and BE, BE is which the opposition taking advantage of it. I don't think BE is the answer, so I think this one would be. And CE, let's start the state in participation not of its size, but right now CE and okay, so CE and the state is not of its size, but right now because of its political approval and the opposition taking advantage of it. Yes, this is the answer. The next is okay, so and the next is rearrangement. So I'll do it later. Then the okay, so fast जो होता है उसको मैं एक बार देख लेती हूँ. He also launched an online portal for this scheme, so that students can apply digitally from their home. Okay, so it will help. So B is the like B को बोल क्यों गया है? Given follows the 6 different out of which only is fixed. Okay, this will be B. So the portal students can select their okay the chip list and Tuesday create the skill development scheme. Depending on the demand, classes on foreign language will be offered to students to equip them in finding employment abroad. It also aims at offering spoken English lessons. Okay, so it has been the chief minister Tuesday. Okay. So then he also launched an online portal for this scheme. So এখানে আচ্ছা এখানে হি বলতে এখানে একটাই হচ্ছে কারণ এখানে অন্য কিছু নেই. আচ্ছা on Tuesday inaugurated the skill developer scheme. अच्छा okay, skill developer scheme. আচ্ছা so এখানে বুঝতে পারছি যে এরপর okay, so এরপর হলো C. Okay, it will help to equip the youth across the state annually with skills that will help them realize their talent for the benefit of the country. So কি হয়ে যাবে, এটা হয়ে যাবে D, then হয়ে যাবে B. Okay, DB. Depending on the demand, classes on offer to students equal their finding depending on the demand. Okay, so the benefit of the country depending on the demand foreign classes. It also interface interview panels. Okay, so desired field the scheme will provide through portal students are selected desired field, and the scheme will provide training, offers area academic guidance to the students in government run and institution. Okay, so I think this one will be A, this one will be C. I think so. So D, then next B. Okay, ACEF. Okay, so he also launched online portal software digitally from their home. Okay, AC. Through this portal, scheme will provide training, career, academic guidance to. I think things. Let's see. So this one will be D. Third will be A. E. According to the passage, why being creative is considered risky. So There are many reasons to boost our creativity, for enhancing our well-being, to building career skills. Okay, so creativity being defined for the uncertainties about whether or not when we can come up with ideas, make them happen, and how might we received, and uncertainty brings anxiety. Effectively face this due to fear of not being able to deliver deeper justice. So then cause decrease unimaginable amount because greater opportunity associated with being creative, high chance of failure to meet demands of task if more than one action is correct. Okay, we need to know what to expect and also what action strategies to use to help us build creativity. The first post in this series discuss what we should know to build our creative potential. In this post, I discuss lessons on what we can do. We face risk of not being able to do what a creative task or project asks of us. So we face the risk of not being able to do. Mm, mm, okay, we face a risk of negative reception. If the teachers highly where students work, will boss approve some projects or allocate resources to creative projects, will literary, music or other critics review our creations favorably, will audience love our creation, ignore them or hate them. Records a willingness to take intellectual risk of trying to learn new skill if they are new skill, and social and potential. However, creative individuals are better described as tolerating risk than seeking them. They are not taking risk for the thrill of it, but rather to achieve something specific. To boost creativity, we need to take calculated risk. Balance table also depart from conventional approach to the problem. So, high chance of failure to meet the demands of the task may lead to distraught. এটা তো করতে পারছি না risk in the balance goals that's a double, but also depart from conventional approach to. However, creative individuals are better described as tolerating risk than seeking them. They are not taking risk, but rather to achieve something specific. So creativity depends on the process by which artists idea develop and justify the requirement. Art which extraordinary creation are created with minimal uncertainty. Ideas came up as a means to create new things require no transparency for the existence. It is a concept that necessitates extensive idea generation as filled with uncertainty in execution. I introduced curious scholar how to come up with new and original ideas. Then by looking at contemporary happenings, world stone. So by those confused lines, the inventive genius is excited to know as an. Okay. So students come to the learning to curiosity and sharpness attention, look for connection between seemingly different ideas and seek diversity of experience of host. Okay. So it is a concept that necessitates extensive idea generation and new things are required amount also for their existence. So what is an intellectual risk? So a risk of trying to learn new skills if they are necessary. Then according to wise calculation is required. It brings calculation that to explain creativity which are thinking and the creativity needs to be both conventional and achievable. In reality, calculators help to set achievable goals which are unconventional, hence boosting creativity. So intellectual discussion, however, creative individual discussion has tolerating this, and they are not taking risk for thrill of it, but rather to achieve something specific. Boost creativity, we need to undertake a risk that we need to balance goals that are doable, but also depart from conventional approach to problem. So which are unconventional at the same time. So that one set achievable goals. So creative thought needs to be with conventional and achievable. না conventional to হলে হবে না depart from conventional. So unorthodox thinking and achieving unorthodox, yes. So 1 and 3 is the answer. According to the which of the following sentence can be in functional psychologists ওকে, সো এই যে এটা আমাকে নিচে। ওকে, সো এখানে কোন জিনিসটা সেটা হচ্ছে যে looking at it okay, so we make fantasy that use students several composition landscape patterns figures and with motion strength contents addresses with an infinity of other objects. By these confused lines, the inventive genius gets excited to new exertions. What Leonardo describes is part of what psychologists call openness to experience. People offer on how naturally it comes to them to look at the world with curiosity. So creativity can be identified allowing one's a completely unstrained to innumerable experience. Yes, ancient culture more creative because of openness of mind. The details of creativity can be noted if one examined attentively. Examined attentively কথা এখানে কোথাও বলা হয়নি, but examined. According to the passage, who are creative individual? Okay. So who are people who are willing to take any kind of risk and face the desired result? So who are creative individual? So okay, so who are creative individual? Okay. In order to learn new skill, yes, individuals who are tolerant of the challenge put to them, but swither not to take risk if needed. Willing to take any kind of risk that fetches them desired result. I think individuals who are tolerant of the challenges, but put to them, but swither not to take risk if needed. I think 1 and 2 is the answer. No. 1 and 2, I think. How 1 and 3rd? But swither not to take. Okay, so ABCD identify what? Okay, so that are marked identifying the word that match the meaning of all the visible features of an area of land often considered in terms of their aesthetical appearance. Look, conventional, uncertainty, all the invisible feature. Okay, all the invisible feature মানে প্রত্যেকটা invisible of all the visible feature of an area of land often considered in terms of their aesthetic appeal. I think this is curiosity. So synonym of exertion. Confused line, the intelligent genius is excited to new exertion. So to new by this confused line, the inventive genius is excited to new exertion. To new outcomes. I think to new troubles. To new troubles. To new exertion. To new troubles. Okay. Strange. अच्छा এটা কি ছিল সিনোনিম হচ্ছে স্ট্রেঞ্জ মানে জানা আচ্ছা ordinary. Then next is the word inanimate has been highlighted in the passage of the given sentence below. So the word inanimate, so inanimate টা কি হয়ে যাবে inanimate. Okay, best describe economic development as continuous substance. अच्छा यार next passage আর কি best আমি এটা মনে হচ্ছে brisk. She is usually a brisk worker. We want to brisk thing. Condition. She condition her hair regularly. Her financial condition, it is a well conditioned room. Well conditioned room, conditioning room, well conditioned room, well conditioned room. Then next is Mr. Defense scientists used volunteers like medicine to design protective equipment and improve their own setting for the task potential dash use. For potential, I think. The next is option 2 is so medicine was enough to gather more data into house and how it and so they thought within minutes this routine experiment went went terrible, went unpleasant, went horrific, horrendously. Then next option 3 is his whole body was was said out jerks was I think option 4 is like who like my addition was another volunteer around the same time. Later furiously described. Cheered described. Option 5 is the answer. Secretary David requested the corners dash remain secret. Corners insists. Uh, so choice for option 6 is was said requested the corners insists remain secret. So the corner disagree examining inquest. So who was there along a remote stretch of southeast England, Cornish coast, an area of dash unemployment, an area of limitless unemployment, abundant, plentiful, frequently sparse, limitless employment. Which is it along a remote stretch of southeast Asia coast, an area of with a small population far from praying eyes. Sparse হতে পারে বা plentiful হতে পারে. Search it up. I'm not sure. So the corporate social responsibility is not new to India. It's not new to India. अच्छा এখানে কি আছে divided अच्छा so it's not a new to India and corporates it's not a new thing or new, so it's not new to India. I think has been implemented. The community development activities voluntarily, often as charity or philanthropy, sometimes and development activities volunteer often as charity and philanthropy, sometimes to buy peace with the community. To buy peace to হয় না BDE often as charity AC হচ্ছে তো development activities voluntarily often as charity. The community development activities the next government or central bank digital currencies are the next step but it come option B period কি আছে so PDE rather than spreading it through networks or give it to private monopolies. So I think BD okay, because they would centralize the power. Okay, so they would centralize the power in the state rather than spreading it through networks. এটা হচ্ছে BD I think so. এটা মনে হচ্ছে মোর বুঝতে পারছি না এটা থাক. So even before the chairman statement, thermal trackers is not nothing that thermal tracker, the tracking equipments with the thermal. Okay, the recent allegation by the former employee could be able to prove their caste. The recent allegation by the former employee could be able to prove their case against government.
would be able to prove
So
their case against government. So
was helpful there was helpful
their
the state should be considered.
the state should be considered.
Mm, into the Hormona state to consider the requirements of the project the Hormona considering Hormona. So what to consider the case of the candidates who are so then the next question one 29 question attempt हुआ है और क्वेश्चन नंबर फटाफट से देख लेते हैं इन मिनट. So despite one breaks a missing trend, okay, so ये वाला तो हो गया. ये वाला 3 जो है so area it has employment, plentiful employment, sparse employment. I think limitless employment. Starchina. Tuttushira pirichache listen, we have tide